Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's having an excellent Monday. Just make sure everything's running here. All right, give everybody a minute or two to come on in. All right. So today we're going to continue with our collaboration project. I was going to do some tarot, which we might still do, but Dan kicked off his part of the collab this morning and I was inspired to keep going. He did an amazing start to a Azteca Mardono, excuse my very bad pronunciation, Batman, and I am so excited to see it come together. It's going to be so good. So his first card he got started with, and I am so stoked to see it come together. So we are still working on this card. That's okay. We're going to be, it's still January. As you can see, I haven't worked on this since we were together last. I've been doing some tarot. I've been trying to get a certain number of cards kind of ready to go in a month. So I worked on some tarot this week. I have another illustration I kind of wanted to pick away at for myself. And just kind of, basic life things. So I haven't worked on this very much, but I think we can get it pretty close to done today if the technology plays the game. So we left off last time doing, it's too big, doing the hierarchy lines. So I'm going to continue with that today. I'm just trying to think of what I did. No, buddy, come on. We're good. So we're going to keep working on those for a little bit here. And then we're going to put the text in because I've been pondering it and we're going to put it in an Illustrator. But from my understanding of Fresco, I can bounce this into Illustrator, but I don't think I can bounce it back and keep it vector. I don't think. So I wanted to get as much of this line art done as I could. And then we can switch over to the fonts because I don't want to be back and forth too much or lose the vector on it. So we want to do as much as we can in Fresco and then we'll finish it off in Illustrator. So hopefully we'll get there today. Oh, Dari's in the chat. Welcome to the stream, sir. How is business? We're continuing with our collab card here. See how far we can get. And depending on technology cooperation, we may get it wrapped up today, which would be super fun. So, as I mentioned, I've been trying to get back into the groove. I had a really good pile of momentum going into the holidays with reel development and content and stuff like that, but it was a lot and I was tired, so I took the holiday off and now I've got to get back into the groove, man. So I haven't been on the right rhythm just yet, but I think I'm getting pretty close. So in between tarot cards and things like that, I'm trying to get back into my content groove. And, creating as well. Lots happening. So if you missed the stream this morning, Dan did his kickoff for his card this morning. And it was the King of Spades, I think. And he did a Batman, and it's awesome. Still, he got pretty far on his live stream, but still some more work to do. But definitely check it out because it was a lot of fun. It was a really good stream. And think the YouTube one is like sometimes delayed. Like I kicked mine off at what I thought was the time he started, but like my comments were like 10-15 minutes delayed, so I might have just started it wrong. That's my bad. Oh no, Adari says the whole family is sick. Son, girlfriend. Ugh. That sucks, bro. That is not fun. There's some plagues and stuff going around our office as well, and I am doing everything I can to avoid them. Yuck. No gracias. Everybody rest up. Beware of the funk. Yeah, I'll avoid it. I'll do my very best. Everybody get some vitamins and soups and water and whatever it is that you need. Rest up. I think we had I went in one day last week and I said good morning to my boss, and the first thing she asked me was, "Are you healthy?" And I was like, oh no. Like a good chunk of our team was off sick with different various plagues. I was like, no, I'm fine, but if I could go home, that would be great. Not catch whatever this is in the office. Thank you. Yuck. What do we got? Oh, we got lots of overlapping lines here. Sloppy mess. Okay. Pew pew. Lots of whiskey. It helps. Yeah, it's a disinfectant. It's fine. It's fine. It's like hand sanitizer, but for your belly. Oh my goodness. The worst. It's so hard this time of year because it's hard to tell. Like I thought I was getting sick a little earlier today, but it's just so dry everywhere. And I was like, nope, it's just I don't have any moisture in my skin or my eyeballs or my face. So funny. But yeah, hopefully you guys are on the mend soon because being sick is no fun. I'm always down for some downtime and some rest, but I prefer it to be of my own choice and still be functional while I do it. Lots of good movies. Just watch good movies. It'll make you better. So we've been working on the tarot cards, getting a lot of good feedback there, really enjoying the rhythm we have going there. Like I said, trying to get back into the groove of posting my content and just kind of developing a little bit more regularly. I was kind of creating every evening before the holidays. I don't want to kind of go back to chaos. It was a lot. When I sat down and rested over the holidays, I realized I was going crazy. So I think it would be good for me to slow down a little bit. There's still lots of things I want to kind of create. So find the groove, man. And find some more inspiration for these cards. I'm very excited to keep going, to see what Dan comes up with. I think they're going to be a pretty wide array of things for these cards. He was talking, I have some music-inspired cards, movies, books, all kinds of fun things on the go, and it sounds like his are going to be pretty diverse as well. So those of you who want to collaborate and join in, there's going to be lots for you guys to work on for sure. Lots of different kinds of things to collaborate on. So if you're interested in collaborating on this, it's called Vector Magic, and it's a continuation of the Joker card that Dan and I started on before the holidays. We did it in November? All the months are blurring. We kicked it off as a fun collaboration between the two of us, and now we want you all to join us. So if you're interested in a card and doing the other half of a face that you've seen or are hearing about, send us a message and we will get the template to you. There's also a Behance project page for y'all to follow if you're interested. And if you play the game and are a collaborator on this project, we will be adding you to that project, tagging you in on the socials, all that kind of fun stuff, and adding you into the project. So we will take care of all of that. Our bees in the chat, welcome to the stream. And so let us know. If you're interested, we will get you added to that project. Muted? I don't think so. Oh, Dari, you could hear me, no? Okay, I was going to say, I was very careful to make sure I wasn't muted and that everything else was muted. There's always one that's inevitably not. Odari says, fabulous news, breaking news, guys. Some good news. I'll be streaming again mid-February, fingers crossed. I love that. That is excellent news. So we should set up a collab stream when you are ready to go. That would be excellent. So excited to see your streams come back. Are you going to be on YouTube, Twitch? Where will we be? So we can promote your stream here on this stream. Pew, pew. All right. There's a couple lines I realized I was missing, so we're going to get that sorted out here. There's no fingernails, which is super weird. Twitch and YouTube, excellent. So keep an eye out for Odari on those streams. When we have those links, we will all promote those for you because it'll be very fun to see these streams come back. Woohoo! Exciting business. Oh dear, what's happening? There we go. Okay, I'm going to save this now. And then, I know last week I sketched in a diamond for the diamond. And I just wonder if I found it. I was looking for it earlier. I could not find it. And I want to put it in now. This one. So, boop, boop, boop. See, we're working on all this fun stuff. And it's going to be a really, really good time. There were some really good streams over the weekend. Penny Doodles was doing some pretty good stuff over the weekend. Getting her little coloring page out. Super adorable coloring page. It is available for download right now. So go grab yours on her page. This isn't very even, so we're gonna try again. I could do this in Illustrator, but I also don't want it to be too rigid either. I also really want it to look like a baseball diamond. So let's try. See if Fresco's going to play the game here. Not very accurate, but let's try. Boop, boop, boop. No, let's try this again. So what's everybody up to tonight? Oh, Antoine's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. almost up to sleep. That's fair. Me too. But I'm also not as late into my day as you are. So I understand. I appreciate you checking in before you do. You guys are troopers. Oh, past 1 a.m. Good Lord. Well, you were very brave. I appreciate you checking out the stream for a bit. All right, nuts. Actually, we can clear those out. Let's do this and this. I don't know if we're going to do more with that. Because we can always do, I guess, this. I want it to look like a diamond, but then the baseball, oh dear, baseball diamond. Okay, I'm going to go to bed soon. I have an MRI scan due to my MS. Oh, well, the scan hopefully will get you some good information. MS is no fun. I have a friend who has MS. It's not great. Sorry to hear that. RB, I wish I could collaborate with you guys. Oh, no, you don't, Ordari. I recall asking you twice and you refused both times. Oh, dear. Now we're having a battle. Ray's in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Ray. From the other London. Woohoo. Oh, well, this is a little messy. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this. I just like the concept of the diamond here. I'm not sure if it's going to pull together the way I want. So we will wait and see. Okay, so what we've got here, we're going to save this. We're going to hide this. Yeah, I'm not certain that diamond's doing what I want it to do. And can we hide this? Yeah, okay. I think she's looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do is save. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this because I already have this kind of open in my Illustrator on my desktop, but in a different file. So I don't know if it's going to work or not. I need the content from the other file. So renaming it will hopefully help me here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that's going to percolate. It takes a minute or two to get that over to Illustrator on my desktop. So I'm going to let it ponder once it says send, and we'll work on some tarot until that happens, because watching my computer spin sounds like the worst. Alessandra is in the chat. Welcome to the stream. How are things? How was your vacation? I just want to wait for it to say send. Okay, so that document is sent. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to a tarot card for a minute until that gets to my desktop, and then we'll switch to my desktop. We're going to do all the things today. All right, so this card is our contortionist card. The whole fam's here. Everybody's here. Chilling out. I love it. Okay, so while we wait for the Queen of Diamonds to jump over to my computer, we're going to work on some tarot. Okay, so we have all of our paper patterns in. We're going to start laying down some shadows. I feel like a broken record, but I'm thrilled with how this card came out. Really thrilled. I also wish I didn't want to put round rings in all of these cards because they're really hard to draw. The circle works in fresco, but adding the little sticker lines outside and the shading and stuff, I keep putting them in and I keep just being frustrated when I do, but they look really good when they come together. So let's just get on with our shading here. Odara says, looks great. Thank you so much. Oops. Alessandra says, vacation was great, but now I have a gazillion mail and emails to go through. Yeah, that happens. I don't know if any of you are readers, but the Onyx Storm book came out and I spent a lot of my weekend reading it and have finished it. And now I'm paying the price because I have to catch up on all my admin stuff. Oh, our file popped up. So let's just, we just looked at tarot. We didn't do anything exciting with it. All right, so let me just get my poo together here. I'm going to switch you guys over to, what we'll do here is we'll do this, and then we'll switch this to that. Perfect. We'll get rid of this. I'm just going to switch over to I want to make sure I have the comments up somewhere. Where are all my things? There we go. I am currently live. Let's go. How do I watch my own live? There we go. This is what I want. Just want to make sure that I can see. Oh no. See all activity. No, this isn't what I want. Oh yeah, there is. Okay, sweet. Okay. Going into lurk mode, cooking dinner. That is totally fine, Odare. Cook something delicious and healing. Okay, let's make sure we have. Okay, so we have those up. Okay, so let's make sure we have what we need here. All right, you guys can see her playing the game and you can see me. This is good. Wunderbar. Okay, cool. So what I did earlier, we are in Adobe Illustrator on the desktop now. And what I was playing with earlier was something I didn't group because past me is the worst. I wanted to work on the font that we had been working on last week, and I wasn't really confident in my drawing skills of it. I didn't want to make it really sloppy and sketchy. So I played with a few fonts that I liked. Not quite the same as the one we worked with last week, but this one's a little smoother. Will I get points off if I cry in baseball? Well, it didn't really work well for the girl who did cry in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. Okay, so now this is what I want to play with here. RB says, come on, Erin, hand lettering is popular, at least on B's hands, that is. I know, and I would like to be better at hand lettering, but this is definitely a thing that I would need to nurture. It's not something I'm super strong at, and something I should probably nurture a little bit more before I start hand lettering everything. I'd like to, because I'd like to, like, I have my gnomes and stuff. And I would like to like hand draw have hand lettering and make them like custom. But it's just not something I've nurtured just yet. So it's probably just, it's something I need to practice on. Let's just do that. And this stream was not where I was going to do that. Well, maybe another stream. Just be boring for y'all to watch. Homemade hamburger pasta. Hamburger helper. You know, let's use calligraphy brush and play. Some awesome fun you can come up with. That'd be awesome. Like lettering, like I said, is something I do want to practice with and kind of get a little more better at. But it's not something that I've fed so far. Now, what am I thinking? Marketer, exactly. Now I'm just trying to think of my process here. Because if I get this lined up, I might be able to export this. It's going to mess with our vector business. Ouch. This is where we mess around with the letters, make sure that they all work together. Yeah, like we had a design class that we would take when I was in school, and our professor would have us do lots of testing and like hand drawing with markers and stuff before we would play with fonts. And so that was always a lot of fun. I haven't done it in a long time. So something I would like to get back to, but like it was one of those things I was like, oh, it'll just come screaming back to me. It'll be like riding a bike. And then I tried like customizing a few of my gnome cards. Yeah, it was not great. It was kind of a messy scenario. So some more practice to be more gooder there. Okay, so I'm going to... I want to save this. This is in my cloud somewhere, and I don't want it there. Document, collab work, face cards, Queen of Diamonds. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to take a second and fix this diamond because it's not what I was hoping it would be. I can get lots of nice, sharp, even squares in here in Illustrator, and I know how to do that. So we're going to do that instead. What is our deal here? What is my selection process? What? Oh, I locked it. Must be. So let's see, because I really want to do, oh, sorry, I'll stop jumping around. I'm a shortcut scale in and out chaos madness type illustrator. One, and then we're going to copy and put another one in the front. And we're going to do this. Maybe having it, instead of having it stick out. Now my stroke keeps scaling because I have scale strokes and stuff on. So you can either have it so that your stroke doesn't change when you scale something, or you can have it maintain all the proportions. Because I am very mid-process on all of the tarot cards, I'm going to leave that there because I absolutely do need that. Maybe make this a little, so I'm just going to hold on to it for a little bit, and because this isn't that much of an inconvenience, so we'll just, whoops, we'll just stick with this, and then we'll stick with this. And then I just wonder if we fill this with white. Click and drag's not going to work for me here. No. do you do this thing? Oy, oy, oy. Let's put it in a new one and we'll move this up. Sure. It's not wicked prominence. The Q would still be in front. It's just a template right now. I got 3 graphic novels at Barnes & Noble and I'm excited to read them. Ooh, which ones did we get? Excuse me. Dry air, I tell ya. Okay, so what I'm thinking now, how do I get this back? I'm pondering my best move here. So we will okay, and then we'll move this down. I was gonna throw this back into fresco because I was gonna like clean up where the text is. Oops. Sorry, neighbors are moving still. But that would kind of get rid of our vector approach. So, okay, so I started going over the collab and I kind of got distracted. So we're all doing the face cards. So Dan's doing the spades and the, make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay, sweet. The spades and the clubs, and I am doing the hearts and the diamonds. And what we're doing is we're kicking off each doing the first half of a face card. And then we're going to have everybody here dive in and play on the other half of a card. So if you're interested in this, the only rule really is vector art, because these are going to be coloring pages when we're done. And the subject matter doesn't have to match. So if you picked the Queen of Diamonds and you want to do, it does not have to do anything with the, oh, I missed this. Oh, dummy. I'll put that in after and export it over this way. This is going to be my new file. Sorry, I missed a thing. I realized it. So if you picked the Queen of Diamonds and you want to do something else, that's fine. It does. You do not have to do something that's in line with this. It could be something entirely different. The only thing was we're kind of asking to make sure that we're a little family friendly. We don't want to be inappropriate. I'm going to put this on a new layer here. I will actually walk through my process instead of just doing this. Sorry, guys. So yeah, so if you're interested, the only rule is vector art, please. And because we want to be able to do coloring pages when we're done, we don't have to do color. If you want to color it after, you're more than welcome to do so, but the cards themselves are going to be coloring ones. And we're starting with the face cards and then seeing where we go from there. So I'm going to put this under here. There we go. So what I'm going to do now Okay, so sorry, I've had like 84 different thoughts. We will complete the collab thought. Sorry. So the collab thought. So if you are interested and you want to play the game and you want to do vector, it doesn't matter what software you use to do it. If you do Illustrator, I think Dan earlier was saying Sketchable is a vector one. Anything like that, we just, or like if you want to start with your sketch, like your sketch wherever you want to go is fine. Then move into vector afterwards. We just need the vector artwork at the end. And so if you're interested, join us. Send me or Dan a message and we will get you a template for you to work with. And we'll start collaborating. It's going to be good. So I think each month through till June, Dan and I are going to be doing a new half of the card. And you guys can just message us with what interests you and we'll get you hooked up. It'll be really good. I already know this isn't what I want to do. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm so tired. Well, you don't have to do it right now. You can pick a card later. Okay, this isn't what I wanted to do. So what I do want to do is, there we go. Okay, I want this behind our baseball player here. And what I'm doing is just kind of like, instead of actually masking this out, I'm just using the pen tool on our text. So I move the text to its own layers so we can play around with layering here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So all we're doing is creating little shapes. They just have a white fill on them right now. And just to kind of roughly mask out the spaces. So I really want to see where we're if this is still legible, and then that this won't be destructive to the text. It's just a little shape sitting on top of the font. You can see by the light blue outline, which I hope is kind of showing up. Oh, hang on. Okay, I don't know if is the Twitch still running? My video is paused. Oh no, it's still working. Okay, never mind. Oh no, wait. Yeah, it is still working. Okay, sorry. Mine is paused. I can still see the chat, so I just want to check. So when you can see the kind of light blue outline there, that shows that those are all on the same layer because we have one light out blue there. Thank you, Ray. We're still running. I appreciate you. So all I'm doing, I put it out like underneath our line art so that our text shows up underneath that line art of our baseball player. And then I'm just drawing little shapes over top to make sure that we have what we need to cover up the text using this pen tool. Whoops. So I can make sure that this is still legible. And we're going to play with layering too, get some dynamics and stuff going here. So all I'm doing, like I said, using the pen tool here. The last one started with a stroke instead of staying white because I had selected some of the text and moved it around. So it'll remember the last styling of what you selected. But all I did was just eyedropper the background, which is just white with no stroke. And went from there. So we're going to save this, and then I'm going to go back to my template and grab this and this. And we are going to put these, okay, paste it on the same layer because I had it selected and I don't have like remember layers on. So we're going to move, so this little box, So I'm not sure if you can see the tiny little blue box that's to the right of the dot here. That's showing where my selections are. So they're all there. You can see that they're highlighted in the blue, so it's all on one layer in this case. If I had multiple layers of things selected, like this here, you can see there's 2 little boxes now. But these were just what I pasted in, and I want to put them on their own layer. So I'm just creating a new layer, and then if you select, instead of cutting and pasting onto a new layer, you can just click and drag that box up to the new one, and it will move that all to where you want it to go, which is super handy. Instead of having to drag each thing individually. Now, where do I want this layer? I want it on top of the text, but under our line art. This is accurate to what I want. Okay, great. But then I would like a black outline. These were just gray because they were used as the template, so just kind of guidelines instead of the actual art. Which makes me think I didn't quite build them the right way, but that is okay. So here's a couple things. We can mask or something if we want to, but all I want to do is, I just want to cut these off. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw a straight line that covers both those lines, and I'm going to select each of those lines and the line I just drew, and then I'm going to go to my favorite Illustrator thing, and we're going to divide, and then we have to ungroup. So that was Shift Command G, or Object Ungroup. There's nothing to ungroup because I just did it, but it would be right there. And we'll deselect, and then we'll grab those two. So what that did is that just use that line to cut that in half. And you can use that with shapes and things as well. I use it all the time. Let me make sure I didn't do something stupid. I did do something stupid. You know what? Let's just hide that for now. There we go. Because that's just the image of the template in the background, and I don't want it right now. But I do want her hand to go over top of this. Okay, so what we're going to do is now there's lots of different ways you could do this. Like this is kind of similar to the masking I will do in Fresco or Photoshop. Just kind of a rougher, just like it's a shape covering things instead of a Here we go. Send it to the back. So it's on the same layer. These are hard to see, but there's little images here on the right of what's in the layer. So this is the line art layer. So I had that shape and I just put it in the very back. So it's at the very behind it, but because this layer is on top of our outline, it's going to still stay on top there for us to work with, but hide those lines away. So like this is kind of a rougher way to do that kind of thing that you'd see me do in Fresco and such, but this does the job for what I need right now. And sometimes like if a shape's not complete or anything like that, it might not work properly, like a masking or a clipping mask. So I'm just kind of I like to do shapes and stuff in Illustrator rather than in like masks in Photoshop. It's just how I've always done Illustrator. So it's a sloppier way to do it. Oh, RB says you can use the knife cut the line and send it to the back. Yes, you can also do that. And also you can use the cut tool. I just find because, I want to zoom in, because see all these different lines, these are our vector lines that we created in Fresco, because there's, this is the way I draw. So we have the hierarchy line. So this green line was the main line we did. And then the thicker line is the one over top. There's just a lot to cut through, and that's just because of my style in this case. But yes, definitely lots of different ways that this can be done. And like this will get us, oops, I don't want to open anything. And this will get us kind of where we want to be. The shapes will always be in front. So if I were to move this text around, you know, it's still going to overlap. Some will need to be adjusted, but it'll always overlap that way. If I was doing something like a logo or a design, oh, these need to be grouped. I would finalize these in a way that would be clear, and then like there wouldn't be all this extra overlapping or anything like that. That would be tough to see. Like I have the shape here that's covering up the letters, but if I was doing this for a client or for a customer, I would probably cut everything off so that it was like a nice clean line. Again, it would depend on what the actual project is as well. If I don't need that added information, it all depends. Anyway, kind of scattery today, guys. Sorry. My brain is ready for a nap. Why is it still not grouped? Control G, group. Okay, and then I'll move this up. There's no crying in baseball. I wonder if we do this. I just want to use a space as best I can without it being illegible. Well, maybe what we had was fine. This is the part I was like trying to avoid for you all. At least I have a font this time. Because the start of this process is usually me like finding fonts. 20 minutes of finding fonts. And then doing this little finicky adjustment business. But it's still fun. Okay. This is where you can kind of, and like, I like having these white shapes here because then, like you saw, that was a bit of a change in the layering. If I had just gone in and just cut this L off and this B off, I'd have to re-put those things in to fix it up. So that's why I always like masking, non-destructive illustration for as long as possible. Now, I didn't all skew these together, so they're all on different angles, which will make some people crazy. I apologize. I would have this overlapping, but I think we may... Oops, not what I wanted. I think we're going to run into legibility issues, and I want to be careful. There's no crying in baseball. All right, save. Okay, so I have to put the hierarchy lines here and put the other line in. So because this is all built at the same size, I haven't scaled this template out of control. I'm using the same one. I just did a copy from this card, from this file, which is our templates, and then I paste in front. So now it's in the same orientation as it would have been in the template. meaning I didn't have to figure out where the scale was. So now I can put this line in securely and know that when the person behind me comes, then I know this line isn't taking up too much of their space and it's following the template. So here's the cut tool. So if I push C on my keyboard, or the cut tool is over here, the little scissors, I'm just gonna, you don't have to have the line selected. With the amount of layers and vector mess I have here, I would like to. All you have to do is, cut on the line, and it's cut your line in half. So I'm going to select the one I don't want and then delete it. Oops, I wanted to double delete. The points on the end of the line were still there. So I wanted to get rid of those. I think my next practice thing is how to practice sharing Illustrator and talk through it. I've been using Illustrator is the one I've been using the longest software wise. So I just kind of do it. So this will be my next thing to practice, is just to be like, this is what I'm actually doing in Illustrator. Why is there a thing there? What is that? Oh, I'm going to delete something I don't want to delete. Okay, so we want this to be black. And then I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I am going to add in, what was it, a 6 point? I wonder if I can probably just paint this in. So if I do the pen tool and I do 6 point like I did in Fresco, no, this is all possible. This is all, oh, that is not 6 points. What the hell? They're not matching. I have so many questions. So 6 point in Fresco, I think. Oh wow. That's okay. This will still get us where we want to go. So the pen tool is a great way to create some organic shapes. It's not as painterly as Fresco is, but it'll get us where we want to go, and I can adjust all of these later. And you can see I've stopped drawing this line, but if I want to keep going, all I have to do is click that end and then it will keep going, and this will all be part of the same line, which is kind of nice. Oops. And then this, what is this, a 2 point? Okay, so I'll put this back to a 2 point, maybe. Oops, up. No, I don't like that. There we go. Yes, so that was sloppy and messy because I just kind of did Illustrator. I will definitely make a note of like going slower through Illustrator and how I do some things. So I will make this definitely a note for the next card if I'm going to be back in Illustrator. So I do apologize for going really quickly through that. Like I said, Illustrator is the one I know best, so I just kind of power through. So that's my bad, so sorry. We're going to save this, and I'm going to make sure I'm not missing any chats. Perfect. And then I'm going to show everybody the Behance project. It forgets me all the time. Why Behance? Why are we not friends? All right. So here is our super collaboration. So I'm going to, for the love of Pete. Okay, so I'm going to put this in. These are all in the descriptions, but just in case they're not. Twitch, 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 Twitch. Properly, so that's where the Behance project is. And you can see, oh, I missed one. Sorry. I sacrificed the screen and then didn't think it through. Oh, what is happening? I'm going to show everybody the... Okay, shut in there. There we go. Okay, now here's the project. So this is the Joker card that we put together when we first did the... when we first started this collaboration, and it's the one that kind of kicked off the rest. So here's kind of our description of the project. We want you all to join us, so keep an eye out on the socials, but you can ask to join now if you'd like. So send us a message, either one of us, and we will get you the template that you need, and we will get going on all the cards. So I am doing the hearts and diamonds, and Dan's doing the spades and clubs. And the only rule is vector art, as I mentioned earlier, because we're going to do coloring pages later. And we want to make sure that we have really nice, crisp, clean line art that we can kind of expand on and scale to different sizes. I believe, what's the page I have? Artboards? Oh, 11 by 14 is what I have here, but we can scale them up or down. And then we have the links to all of our work. So if you have an interest, like I said, send us a message. We've got what we have so far. We just have our templates right now, but I think I'm going to be almost ready to put this lovely lady in and start populating that. And then here's our live streams that we've been doing so far. So as you want to join in and you want to help us collaborate and work on the vector line art, we will be adding everybody to that project. So right now it is myself and Dan, Mr. DTM, Mr. Delta Tango Mike, and we are going to be adding people in as they're interested. So if you want to play the game, send us a message, and because we're going to make the funnest deck of cards ever. That's what we're going to do. That's the plan. So yeah, so I think this is probably a good point to start to wrap up for tonight. This is the Queen of Diamonds. I'm going to play around and see if there's anything I want to put in the background here. Make sure she's exciting enough. Enough dynamics. If there's like some, like I know I had a baseball and stuff earlier, but I don't want to clutter it either. So I may just leave it for now and then see what the collaborators want to do. And add more to it later if I want to. But I'm going to leave her for now, I think. And then we'll get started on the next card in February. It'll be very exciting business. So I am going to be back next week on Monday. Probably back with a tarot card, I would suspect. And then kicking off another one before I head on vacation. Kicking off another face card. Sorry, I would be probably really helpful if I completed a full thought. So sorry, guys. Probably tarot next week. And then I'm going to be probably kicking off the next face card before like the middle of February. So yeah, much progress. Alessandra says, love how this is coming out. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to see what another person would like to put here and join me. It'd be so great. Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you, Odari, RB, Alessandra, Antoine. Good luck at the hospital, sir. Ray was here. Everybody who left a comment, I appreciate you. I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your week, and I will catch you all next Monday. Have a great night, guys. Bye.